Good day. My name is Scott Picken. I'm the CEO and founder of Wealth Migrate and the chairman of the Global Wealth Group. Now, we've got a webinar next Tuesday called The Changing World Order, and it's by Ray Dalio. Now, Ray Dalio runs the biggest hedge fund in the world. He's one of the most respected economic analysts and forecasters on the planet, and has been for the last 40 years. You know, it's interesting. If you had $100 million, you couldn't get into his hedge fund. It's closed. And he's been interviewed by all the major channels around the world. But what I found so interesting was that I read his book, Principles, about 2 years ago. And in his later stage of life, he's decided to share his success formulas with the world. And I would highly recommend the book, Principles. I'd put it in my top 5 books I've ever read. Now, what is this webinar all about? Well, there's plenty of information out there. In fact, all of us are drowning in information. There's so much information. What people are looking for is direction. And what I've always been really good at is synthesizing a lot of information, bringing it together and putting it into a concise understanding. And so I've been studying Ray Dalio, and I'm going to share with you all of his key thoughts and principles so that you too can make educated and informed decisions based on his thinking, his frameworks, and ultimately his principles. Now, what will you get if you turn up live? Well, not only will you be able to get to interact, but I will also share with you all the links that I'm going to find. And to some extent, if you want to know why I'm doing this, well, they always say the best way to learn anything in your life is to teach others. And so when I hear a man talk like this and explain this, I want to share it with others.
An investor must understand that they probably will not be able to play the game well. What the individual investor needs to do is know how to diversify well. So the word that I would know how to diversify well and in a balanced way, and to know how to diversify it in asset classes, to diversify it in countries, to diversify it in currencies, to know how to diversify that well so that you have wealth diversification is important. Do not think that cash is a safe investment. I can't get into all the different ways that one can diversify well, but I would say diversify well, be humble, don't market time, and be conscious of the dangers of cash.
There you have it, from the most respected, economic analyst in the world, an investor, a billionaire himself. And I'm going to, we're in very troubled times with COVID and global market corrections and a lot of uncertainty with all the elections and economics. And I'm going to synthesize all the information that I can gather from Ray Dalio and share it with you so that you've got simple, concise frameworks and principles that you can work from. I'd highly recommend you turn up. I look forward to an interactive conversation. And for those that are live, there's a number of gifts that I'm going to be sharing with you so that you can get access to this information quickly and easily. See you online. Cheers.